All right, welcome everybody to the senior mandatory meeting. I hate calling it mandatory, but if we don't call it mandatory, nobody shows up. So here's your mandatory meeting. Seniors, congratulations. Most of you are graduating in May. Sorry, it's going to be a virtual graduation, but at least you're leaving. Some of you finished, will finish in the summer. Some of you will finish next fall, so you're still doing senior programming, which is great. Two people entered the waiting room. Oh, okay. Um, okay. All right. Let's get started. Again, please mute yourselves until unless you have any questions, so we don't have to do that background noise, which you are hearing on my end because my son is in class. All right. Welcome, welcome, seniors. Let's get started. So here we go. As you can see, the compliance for EOF does not change from juniors to seniors, nor does it change for seniors the first and the fall and spring semesters. So you're still required to meet with your assigned counselor 4 times per semester. You should have already, because it's the first week of classes, you should have already scheduled with your assigned counselor. If you have not done so, please schedule with them by tomorrow. It doesn't mean that you meet with them by tomorrow, but that you schedule with your assigned counselor by tomorrow. So you should be meeting with your counselor by next week. You will, again, have 3 contacts with your counselor. We would say in person, but we're talking more at this point WebEx or Zoom, whichever your counselor has decided. A 4th contact can be done through email, but that is at your counselor's discretion. So please do not tell your counselor your 4th meeting, Ms. Waters said I don't have to meet with you on WebEx or Zoom, because that is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that it's at the counselor's discretion. Communicate with your counselor concerning any late night or walk-in hours. As you all know, we are not on campus. Just leave it there. We are not on campus. We are virtual. So we will continue to meet with students on WebEx. If for some reason you have are working late and can't meet with your counselor, you can ask your counselor if there's an evening appointment you can schedule ahead of time. So don't assume the counselors are working. Sometimes I'll get emails at 7 o'clock at night or 8 o'clock at night, and I try not to answer them because then students think that I'm working that late, and I don't. So if you need to meet with your counselor, need to schedule an appointment, it's after our working hours, we close at 5, then please talk to your counselor. As usual, you have to complete 4 educational enrichment activities or workshops. I'm going to go over the senior workshops at the end of this presentation. 2 of the workshops must be EOF. Attendance will be taken at the end of every workshop. When we're on campus, we use the iPad. We're not using the iPad, obviously, but at the end of each presentation, the presenter will let you know how to submit your attendance. 2 workshops can be outside of EOF. That would include Career Center. You can do a workshop from your major. Maybe your major department is asking you to go see a speaker and you have to do an essay for your class. You can use one of those, but you'll have to turn in your essay and prove that you attended to your counselor. You can do an enrichment activity. So maybe you are part of a sorority, or you are part of a fraternity, or you did some kind of community activity. You will discuss that with your EOF counselor to give verification of attendance. You can use that as one, or just attend the 4 EOF workshops. We will be offering a lot more than 4 workshops, but you're only required to do 4. Now, of course, you should do as many as possible, especially your last semester. We have some really good workshops for you guys this semester. So do as many as you find are necessary for you. You still have to meet with your advisor once every semester, and of course that should be before you register for the next semester. For those of you that are not leaving us until the summer or next fall, this is a requirement for you. For those of you who are graduating this May, obviously there's no need for you to see your advisor, but if you do see your advisor, which you should, making sure that everything is fine, you're filing for graduation and things like that, you can count that as an advisor visit, okay? If you have any questions, you can certainly unmute yourself and stop me. I don't mind. So additional EOF approved workshops. So here's a list: Career Center, Learning Center, major departments, civic engagement. Other workshop or activities must be approved by your counselor. Now remember, we used to have the forms, but we can't do the forms because we have to social distance and you can't turn in a form. And we're not going to have you try to get a presenter to fill out a form online, send it back to you so you can send it to us. That makes no sense. But you will have to complete something to show that you did a workshop outside of EOF because we can't control that attendance. So it may just be easy to do the EOF workshops. Again, you should have scheduled an appointment with your EOF counselor by this Friday, by tomorrow, the 22nd. These are instructions if you have not done so, which you should if you're a senior and you have not learned how to schedule and Raptor Connect. I'm very concerned about that. That's maybe just another, a different conversation we need to have. But for those of you, you know how to schedule on Raptor Connect to meet with your EOF counselor. For seniors who are graduating this semester, not in the summer, this semester, and you have a 3.2 GPA CUME, there is a senior achievement state luncheon that the state usually provides at their cost for every EOF student in the entire state of New Jersey across every single institution that has an EOF program, where they honor the students who have a 3.2 GPA and above. This will be a virtual event again, as we did last year with the pandemic. We had to cancel the bus and cancel everything, and we ended up doing, actually they didn't do one last semester. They sent us the certificates and the pins and all that, and we were able to send them to the students. This year there's going to be a virtual one, and so students will be invited to that. And this is only for those students who finished last fall, which means January 1st degree, or students who finish in May. Those will be finishing this summer and next fall are considered seniors for the following May 2022, so this would not be for you. Additional information will follow as Ms. Ferguson starts to look at your GPA from the fall to see who made the 3.2 and above. You will be provided with information, and you must sign a release form that's required for us to submit to the state in order for them to publish your great academic achievements. Okay. Now, common mistakes students make. So a lot of students, a lot of the mistakes that they make is they wait until the last minute to attend workshops and then say, hey, what workshops are left? I don't know. Don't ask me what workshops are left. That is your responsibility to keep up with the EOF workshops, but also if you're attending other workshops, we do not control the attendance, which means you must provide proof that you attended somebody else's workshop, whether it's the Career Center or the Learning Center. You must provide that proof. We're not going to contact the Career Center and say, hey, did this student attend your workshop? That is your responsibility. So please do not contact your counselor, especially in April, end of April, early May, and say, I haven't done my workshops. What workshops are left? Please don't do that. We provide the workshops. We provided everything on Canvas. It is your responsibility to keep that up. Forget the forms. Again, the forms are not going to be signed this semester, so you don't have to worry about that. Or miss counselor appointments. The appointments with you and your counselor are very important, especially your last semester, as we prepare for you to exit the university. So please make sure you make your 4 appointments this semester. File the FAFSA late. A lot of students make that mistake. If you're going to grad school, you should have filed the FAFSA because the deadline was January 17th. If you did not file by January 17th, you're more than likely not going to receive the EOF graduate grant if you're going to graduate school in the fall. So that's on you. So do not miss the file the FAFSA this upcoming October if you're in grad school and will be going for more than 1 year. EOF is not TRIO. Many times students will say, oh, I attended a TRIO workshop. Well, that's great. Happy for you, but EOF is not TRIO. So we do not have access to their database to see whether you attended a workshop. You must still provide us with the information. Now, we do know some students are TRIO students as well. That's fine. If you attend a TRIO workshop, you must provide us with that information and proof that you attended. All right. And drum roll. Here you go, spring workshops. This is already on Canvas, so this is nothing new. If you've been to our Canvas site, Ms. Ferguson sent you guys information. Please make sure that, I'll text you and call you for the information. Please make sure that you do visit Canvas. So here's the senior workshops. Welcome back. You're doing it today. Here we go. If you attended today, we will count it as a workshop. There's another one on 12:10 at 11:20, which is the free period, 11:15 to 12:15, leadership, becoming a person of influence. As you go into your work environment, into the world, you're going to become leaders. You're no longer full-time students. You guys have to become leaders. And so we do a workshop on what leadership is and how you can establish leadership. Interviewing techniques. So this interviewing techniques is actually going to be based on you interviewing for employment or for graduation, graduate school. So interviewing techniques is what are the best practices out there for interviewing. So we're going to provide a workshop, and then that goes. Then if you want to do a speed interviewing, now this is dress rehearsal. So for speed interviewing, we did this last semester. The difference is that this semester, since many of you will be doing interviews virtually for employment as you get ready to exit and graduate, we're going to help you practice with us. So it's a full rehearsal, which means that you will come dressed as if you were going to a real interview. You will have your resume. You will submit your resume to us prior to, because you have to sign up for a slot. You will receive a link stating, hey, here's the interview slots. Please sign up for a slot. At that point, you must submit your resume as an attachment. And then the day of interviews, it will be 12:45 to 1:45, and then again 4 o'clock in the afternoon to 5. So we're giving students options so that you get a chance to practice your interviewing. But again, it is a full dress rehearsal. So if your hair is not done, if your clothes are not proper, we're going to say something. So, take advantage of that. So again, on March 9th, you will go to a workshop that talks about the best techniques, what you should be wearing for a virtual interview, what your background should look like. Like my background is not appropriate, but for an interview, we're going to provide you with that information. And then you guys go on spring break, and then on the 23rd, you're actually going to sign up for speed interviewing. Okay, so you don't have to attend the 9th to attend the 23rd, but we just strongly suggest that you do. Now, on the 24th, March 24th, Adulting 101, My Financial Future After Graduation. So this was actually a request by students. Many times our seniors are graduating and have not created a financial plan to graduate. Where are you going to live? What do apartments cost? Do you have to buy a car? Car insurance. How do you support yourself? Are you planning on staying home for a year? Did you have those conversations with your parents? So there's a lot to think about financially when you're finally graduating. Some of you may already have your own place. You may have children, but there's other things to think about financially as you now exit being a full-time student to a full-time employee. So this is a really great workshop, and it's the financial person that we've been using for years, so he's really good. Then on April 8th at 12:45, becoming an alumnus. So the alumni office, we do have an EOF alumni chapter at Rutgers-Camden. We also have a Facebook page. So please find us on Facebook and like our page so that you're kept abreast of information that we provide. Sometimes we find out about job opportunities and we post them on our EOF alumni Facebook page. But becoming an alumnus. So what services does Rutgers provide for you when you graduate? The Alumni House, if you have not been there, it's a beautiful house. You actually have access to their computer lab. You have access to the conference room if you wanted to use it. But there's things that you have to do in order to become an alumnus. So the person from the alumni office is going to do a presentation for you guys on April 8th. So make sure that you attend that. And then on April 19th, the Afterlife, Life After RU Camden. And this will be registration required because we need to see how many people are attending. And this will be an evening event, 6 o'clock p.m., especially for those of you who work. And this will be an alumni panel. We do have most recent alumni. We have alumni who own their own businesses. We have alumni who went to graduate school. We have alumni who didn't go to graduate school. So we have a plethora of alumni coming to meet with you to talk about life after graduation and how it was for them, especially those that just graduated last May and are dealing with the pandemic. Did they find a job? Are they working from home? How is that? So we have a lot of individuals that are coming to speak to you concerning life after graduation. So these are really, really awesome workshops. As you can see on that, the bottom portion of that card, the assignments on the EOF Canvas page has the workshop Zoom links. So please do not email and say, can I get the link? No, go on the Canvas page under assignments and you will see the links to each one of these workshops. It's already been put on there for you. When you go on Canvas, on the right-hand side, if you notice, it'll say coming up events, and you can click on those events, and it also has the information. So just another way of helping you to use Canvas. We had Canvas training yesterday. For those of you that attended, I hope it was helpful. Now, on the right-hand side, we have what we call open EOF workshops. So those are workshops that can be attended by anyone. Now, some of these workshops you can use, since they're EOF, you can use as your 4 workshops. No yoga does not count. That is not going to count. But Canvas 101 would have counted, using faculty as a resource, when pressure attacks, entrepreneurship, linked learning, resource round robin, dress for success. So these are some really, really good workshops that you can attend. That anyone can attend. So I encourage you to attend as many as possible. So we had Canvas 101 yesterday. So Mr. Morris came on, our IT person, and helped students learn how to use Canvas. It was really, really a good, I learned something, and I've been using Canvas since spring of 2020. I'm going to be doing yoga. No, I will not be doing yoga on the screen, but I will open up a yoga person that I follow to help you start learning yoga. Some people are like, oh, yoga, I'm not doing that. I don't work out. Actually, yoga is not meant for a workout. Yoga is meant for relaxation and to help you de-stress. Right about now, I'm sure many of you are just as stressed out, as we are. And so yoga is just a way of helping you de-stress. So we welcome you to come to that workshop just so that you are able to, have an idea of what it's all about. All right, social media and responsibility. These are workshops that we have done in the past, so it's Dress for Success. If you missed it last year, you certainly want to attend those, especially as you're graduating. What is appropriate social media? What social medias should you be on? What social media should you not be on? What should you have on your social media? What do you need to delete? How many jobs actually do a background check and check your social media? So there's a lot of information there. We have nutrition and self-care. What things you are eating that are causing you more stress and things like that. Mindfulness and meditation is another one. So a lot of times students don't know what mindfulness means, and that just means for you to be able to center yourself in the midst of all the noise outside of your head. And so it helps to know how to do that. And then again, you see the Acts of Life investing in retirement. For some of you seniors, investment and retirement, you should be thinking about attending because those workshops help you think about as soon as you start working, you should be thinking about retirement. A lot of students take jobs that don't have a retirement plan. You can't stay at a job for 30 years and then you want to retire and there is no pension. Can't do that. You really need to think about what retirement means from the moment that you start working. And so this individual will come in and talk about how you should be investing your money and how you should be planning for your retirement the moment that you start working. So that's what those workshops are. Okay, any questions? If you can unmute yourselves, that would be great. If you have any questions, and I can go back to any of the slides. Stop sharing. Any questions? What's in the chat?
Ms. Waters, I have a question real quick.
Uh-huh.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Nabil?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. I was just confused about the email that I got, I think last night or 2 nights ago, about the financial aid aspect of the estimation. So after January 4th, we should reach out to Randy if we don't see it on our term bill,
Yes.
correct?
So what happened was, and I don't know if it's the system is overloaded. Usually when you enter from one semester to the other, from the fall to the spring semester, your awards continue, right? There's no need to stop them unless the student is getting defunded. And so something happened. We had a student that emailed and said, hey, my EOF was there, now it's gone. And so sometimes that happens in the system when the financial aid office is working on awarding students. So Ms. Ferguson, I gave her the email, she contacted the financial aid office, and it turns out that is very well the case. Now, some students didn't have that issue, some students did. So what the financial aid office has to do is they have to go manually into the system and put in your actual grant. That's why they are saying that it should be there by that time. If you don't get it by then yes, contact Ms. Ferguson, because she's going to have to contact the financial aid office individually for each student that has not gotten their EOF grant. So that was a fluke in the system. It does happen from time to time. So we just need your help that if you don't get it by that time that Ms. Ferguson suggested, then you contact her. But hopefully by then everyone will get it. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, the only thing that I don't see on my term bill is the tag grant. So I'll reach out to financial aid before I
Yes.
see
Reach out to
before I see
financial aid.
Randy.
There's only 2 reasons you would lose the tag grant. If you maxed out, which you shouldn't have because you came in as a freshman, or if you're over income. If last year's income that in 2019 that you reported for your academic year 2021, if you were over income. But if you had tag and EOF in the fall, you should be getting it this semester. So it could be the same thing that the tag also disappeared and financial aid has to manually put it back in. But you should email financial aid anyway.
Yep, I'm gonna reach out to them. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, and then to answer your questions here, okay, it says the assignments are not working. All right, I will talk to Ms. Ferguson as she's the one that publishes those those pages to make sure that everyone is able to go ahead and get these links. So I always usually post on Canvas again as a reminder. So, and I will post a Zoom link on there anyway. So if you can't get it through the Canvas assignments, always look for the announcement that we make because we also copy and paste the link on those messages. Okay, but I will talk to Ms. Ferguson. Okay, and I see look forward to happen to you too. Okay, any questions? Everyone's clear? Go ahead.
Sorry.
It's okay. Hi, Amanda.
Hi. Is it too late to reduce student loans at this point for the spring semester?
If you deny them and then need them?
No, like I didn't deny them, but so my term bill shows that I'm going to be credited because of my student loans. So obviously I don't need them if I would just be being credited, right?
Yeah, usually if you're not living on campus, you should receive some kind of refund so that you usually don't need the student loans. Right. So that would be a question to your financial aid advisor. Do you know who your advisor is?
No, I do not for financial aid.
Yep, I'm gonna show you how to do it. If you go on Raptor Connect, you know how you click that downward arrow to make an appointment with your EOF counselor?
Yes.
Your advisor is on there and so is your financial aid advisor.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much.
So just click on that person's name and go ahead and schedule an appointment with them or email the financial aid office. If you go on their website, they have that live chat. You can also do it that way too and say, can I speak to an advisor concerning my financial aid? Because I know that there's a point where you accept your loans and then it's too late and you can't cancel them. So I don't know if you're at that point, but again, financial aid can certainly let you know.
Okay, thank you.
You're quite welcome. Any other questions? So right now, you guys should be scheduling with your EOF counselors by tomorrow. Doesn't mean you meet with them by tomorrow, but by tomorrow, you should have an appointment maybe for next week. I would definitely suggest you schedule for next week.
Hi, Ms. Walters. This is Tasha. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. I just have a quick question. If we're graduating in May but pursuing another undergrad program, like a nursing program or something like that, can we still remain as part of EOF or no? I don't know if that's a question that's ever been asked.
No, it has, and unfortunately, the undergrad degree is a one-time deal. You're not going to get financial aid for that. That is something you have to work with the financial aid office, because you'll be paying. If they do allow you to have loans, it's something you definitely need to talk to your financial aid advisor. But you will not receive EOF, you will not receive TAG, you're not going to receive Pell, because
Well,
again, undergrad is a one-time deal. But
I
it's
got
definitely
you.
something you should talk to them about.
Well, when we last spoke, you said something like, don't apply for my diploma yet and remain as an undergrad when I go and decide to pursue something like that. If for that case I remain an undergrad, can I still, or can someone still stay a part of EOF?
Yes. If you do not graduate and pursue your nursing degree as an undergrad student without graduating, then yes. And as long as you still have EOF and TAG left, you will receive your financial aid.
Okay,
Yep.
all right, thank
Yep.
you.
You're welcome. Okay, so I am putting my information there. What I need from you is a full name. And please don't say, hey, this is Terry. I don't know who Terry is. And I need your RUID number. If you don't give me your RUID number, I don't know who you are. Even if you're my student, I'm not going to go looking for your RUID. And what I need you to do is email me your full name and RUID by 5 o'clock this afternoon. Please don't email me tomorrow morning. I get students who do that. I'm going to create the report today. Once I create it, I can't change it. So please email me by 5 o'clock this afternoon and say, Ms. Waters, I was at the senior mandatory meeting. Here's my name and RUID by 5 o'clock today. Okay. Any questions? I'm going to stop recording.